week. So let's talk about Max. So he came to us by way of the segregation. He'd been in segregation a couple of days. And there was a suspicion he wasn't well, i.e. mentally. Bit strange looking. They filmed a prison documentary in 2011 in Strange Ways. And I know Max was around because he was on the documentary, and there was a lot of complaints because when he was actually shown in the healthcare, his face was really swollen and blisters. And that's from police. They gassed him. He was battered. Well, let me just go back a little bit, right? So we got him from the segregation unit. So when people used to come on healthcare, most of the time we only had 2 officers, and there was a lot of female staff, young female staff, nursing staff. So inadvertently, go on the computer and you'd have a look what you were dealing with. You know, if you got some violent rapist or just someone who's genuinely violent, then it might well require you putting them on an unlock protocol, which means they'd come out on their own when you had enough staff. You know, you got to think of the staff all the time. So he arrived, so I had a look. So he was arrested, this lad, by the police, Manchester Police. What he said was, dozen officers, gas, battened, and I believe they're not supposed to use tasers with gas. I don't know, Wild Man, you might know that.
Well, yeah, apparently, allegedly, they're not supposed to because it counter-reacts.
Right, so he was battered with battens, yeah, gassed, and like his face was witness that. His face was swollen up, blistered, and that's what people I think people thought he'd been levered in healthcare at Strange Ways. And he was also tasered, so he was an handful. So he's about 5'10", this lad. I think he was French Dominican, sort of black geezer, skinny guy, but with really, really scary, shitty, starey eyes. So he's on healthcare. Because we didn't know him, he's on a 3-officer unlock. So we had a couple of days where he was blocking his hatch so he couldn't view him. And on the healthcare, he was on a cell. We had an exercise yard on the healthcare, so his cell window looked onto the exercise yard. So when he was blocking his door hatch, just go on exercise and have a look. You know, how you doing, Max, sort of thing. Now, he was only going to be with us a week, and he was getting out. So about 2 days before we get out, he'd been behaving bizarre this morning. Blocked his hatch with shite. And he was trying to block his window. He got a newspaper and he was trying to block his window so we couldn't observe him. 2 days till he gets out, this lad. He was in 2 weeks for breach of the peace or something. Anyway, I goes off shift, and some of my, shall we say, colleagues decided that maybe they should go in because they couldn't observe him. So one of my colleagues, he jumped up off the bed, this lad. There's 3 of them in the cell now. And he bit one of my colleagues on his finger. So, obviously, getting bit is quite dangerous in prison. You've got a lot of addicts, a lot of Hep B, Hep C, Hep A, D, E, F, G, H, I, and you know, you've got everything. AIDS, things like this.
It's the nastiest thing to do as well, isn't it?
Correct. Along with spitting. If you ask about spitting prison officers, most prison officers would rather get punched in the face than spat at.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's kicked off. Alarm bell. Healthcare is away from the top jail. There's a couple of gates, one lot of stairs as they come from sort of K-Wing. That's the nearest place. So it's actually on camera, this. It was on the documentary because the cameraman was actually on there. More by chance than good luck. So they go in the cell. Now, normally, like I've told you, somebody his size, 3 officers on the floor, in cuffs, walk them to the seg. Not happening. He's fighting, and what I say by that, he's struggling. I don't mean he's trying to punch anyone. However, people are wary of him biting. You know, he's like some mad zombie thing trying to bite. So it shows you on documentary. It was best case scenario. They ended up ragging him out of a cell, like legging a wing. So 2 officers on each arm. Boom, drag him out of the cell. There was somewhere between 25 and 30 staff involved in this, right? This is a guy, he's been assessed by a psychiatrist, he's not mentally well, he's not on any medication, no mental health history. So, from there, dragging him onto the landing, they couldn't get cuffs on him. People who were there described his voice. He said it was something like exorcist coming out of his belly, you know, just some evil, deep, whatever. So the man handles him, or woman handle him nowadays. You know, we don't want to get in trouble with that bit. the man handled him. There's a gate, a double gate, a set of steps and a double gate, and you're outside the healthcare. So about 5 minutes to get him that 25 metres, yeah. Struggling, kicking out. He gets him outside. Again, you know, people are aware that somebody's got his head in some sort of headlock, which is not, you know, it's not Home Office approved. However, if someone's trying to bite people, again, you know, and kicking off, and you've got 25 staff trying to carry someone, or 30 roundabout.
A simple spit hood would sort that out.
Well, of course it would. Of course it would. But, you know, like I say, human rights, it's against people's human rights. However, you know, the risk there, biters, you get a lot of Africans, you know, that sort of ethnic background that try and bite people. You know, which is a bit naughty, like I say. Anyway, so the segregation then is about 100 metres away, if that. There's a double gate, another double gate. So there's 2 double gates into the seg, and then they go to the special cell. The special cell we mentioned in the last podcast is basically a cell. There's no cell furniture, no toilet. They put a bedpan in there, you know, if someone wants to go for number 2, and a bottle to pee in. And there might be some water in plastic cups. So if you're putting in somewhere, they've got the water, they've got the essentials. They manages to get him in special cell. I don't know whether they will have strip searched him. However, nothing was by the book. It was just best guess. And he's in the special cell, and he was in for 2 days, and then he got out of prison. So on the second day, someone's at the door. I guess so. You're right, Max? Yeah, you're going to behave? Yeah. So he was walked down to reception, and he was let out of reception. Yeah. One of the nurses saw him about a month later, quarter of a mile from the prison is a casino, and he was working in there. So she saw him, knew who he was straight away. Very unassuming, but that's what you're dealing with. You know, and anyone, all right, wild man, somebody like that, out of control, what you're going to do, you're going to go and bang them out, aren't you?
Yeah.
This is all cameraed up. This is modern times, violence. You can't do that. The injection would have been good as well. Just pin him down, inject him.
What's in the injection?
It used to be, right, it's called Largactol or something. It's like antipsychotics. It's quite dangerous to give people because it has to be a measured dose for your size. You know, you'd be getting less than me and wild man. So there is an unwillingness to use it. However, it used to be used frequently. And the other thing about this is the lad who got bit, you know, he got his hand straight under the tap. Saw him on camera trying to wash it. So they recommended he go to casualty for the anti-AIDS drugs, whatever they are, which is like one of the nurses actually got a needle stick injury once from someone who had Hep B and took the 3-week or 4-week course of these medication. I believe, if there's any medical staff, don't quote me, these drugs for a course of 4 weeks is 40 grand. You know, it's expensive, but the thing is as well, it makes you ill, violently ill. So this lad, he's gone to casualty with this worried. They won't give him the drugs. His local doctor won't give him the drugs. He actually contacted the prison, and the prison doctor pointed him in the direction of a health clinic that then provided him with these drugs. He was then off for a month, obviously taking these tablets. It made him really ill. And
was he tested and he was okay in the end?
He was okay in the end, yeah. That's
good.
So that's Max, with no mental health history, working in a casino, quarter mile from the... So you never know. And if you'd have seen him, I'll tell you now why, man. If you've seen him, he was nothing.
Was he on a lot of drugs when he came in?
No, he was on no drugs. He come in quite lucid. However, he was fine. I don't know what he was doing for police to arrest him. He was doing something, or he was asked to move on or something. And obviously when a copper tried to get hold of him, you know, he just went wild, and they ended up, like, you know, calling for more troops, battering him, gassing him, tasering him and that.
You find some of the quiet ones are the worst as well, though, really.
Well, this is it. If you saw him, you wouldn't think twice, you know, about, there was nothing about him. And no drugs involved.